Hello everybody, my name is David. Thank you for watching Crazy Narcissist Ex-Girlfriend. Today I'm going to talk about toxic behaviors. We all dated toxic people, we got out of these toxic relationships, and sometimes we find ourselves having toxic behaviors still. And a real common thing amongst us is, pointing the finger and saying the narcissist was bad and toxic and things like that. But what really separates us from a narcissist, right, is behavior. Right? So I'm going to just go down maybe some different toxic behaviors you aren't used to, maybe some that you have heard of and you're aware of. But these are things for you to be aware of your behaviors, to kind of ask yourself, am I being toxic or not? These are things that some of us or all of us have done sometime in our life, but we can't continue them. Very important to own things that we do, and that's how we change them. We can't just blame everybody else, right? So hopefully this will help. Some of these are some new things for you guys to think about and be conscious and aware of. First one, big one, justification. So toxic people justify their behavior, right? So it's always the other person's fault. Even when they do something toxic, even when it's just right out there in front of them, like you are doing something bad to someone, you are hurting somebody, you are, whatever it is, and they just say, oh, well, you made me. So that means we can't do that either. We have to be completely conscious and aware of our own behavior and realize that other people don't make us do things. That the things that separate us from a narcissist is that the narcissist is toxic and we are not, period. No justification ever. It's never okay to do bad things to someone and justify it in any way. To say that, oh, they're a bad person, they did something bad to me, period. Or it's toxic, okay? Self-sabotage. This is something a lot of us do, and a lot of times we aren't totally aware of it. Things like addictions and promiscuity, unprotected sex, things like that. We know it's bad, but we really need to be aware that we're doing these things. Sometimes people stand in their own way of progress, really doesn't follow through with things. I know people that almost have maybe a class or two away from college degrees and they never get them. They take the class and never get the certification. They do the work and never actually follow through and do anything with it. You right? They're reckless. They're careless to their own physical and mental needs. Okay? And mental health and physical health. Another one. When your relationships are ending, it's never your fault. It's always all these other people's fault. You've got 100 people where you had different relationships with them. When I say relationships, I'm not just talking dating. I'm talking relationships you have with your family and your friends and your coworkers and your bosses. All these different relationships, a lot of times in life we lose relationships and people and stuff like that. But if your thing is it's everybody else's fault and you've never done anything wrong to them, not good. Not good. Self-evaluation is a good thing to do. And if you should be able to say, I have things to change. I definitely have things I need to change. Right? And a lot of toxic people can't do that. Insight is real tough. Real tough. And even if they say some things, it won't really be some real tangible things you need to change. And then when you find that there are things to change them. Work on them. Toxic people don't do this, right? I mean, it's so amazing how toxic people say, I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I'm going to do this someday, and I'm going to do that, and they never do any of it. Never. These endless pipe dreams of nothing, right? Black and white thinking, not just something that disordered people do. We tend to do it too sometimes, especially with CPTSD. So we think that everything is all good or all bad. Or we think a person has to be only all good or they're all bad. We don't understand sometimes that a good person can do something bad, make a mistake, things like that. Doesn't mean they're this horrible, horrible person, right? Talking down to people, talking about people, gossiping. These things are just bad, negative things to do. And we don't want to just focus on things that we don't like about people, and just treating people poorly. Sometimes we think talking down to people is a strength, but it's an insecurity, guys. If you're doing, or anybody else you know is talking down to people, it's because of our own insecurities. And we don't talk bad about people all the time and gossip behind people's back. I know we say we don't, but we really shouldn't do that. That's really toxic, bad stuff. Self-pity. Toxic people love self-pity, don't they? We know that. They're always the victim. It's always your fault. Poor me. Now, some self-pity is okay, right? You have a loss in the family or a relationship ends. These major events, of course, we're going to feel sorry for ourselves a little bit and have some, wallow in our own misery and our own sadness and depression. But at some point, we stop. Toxic people love people saying, I'm sorry to you. And I don't. I just don't like pity. I don't like people feeling sorry for me, people feeling bad for me. And most healthy people don't want that. Unhealthy people want pity. Unhealthy, toxic people, you will find a lot of people always telling them, I'm so sorry that happened. Oh, another one, another bad relationship. Somebody hurt you again. Everybody hurts you. I'm so sorry. Interfering in others' lives. This is something we do not do. We don't harass people. We don't pick petty fights. We don't create and cause drama. We don't obsess on people. Interfering in their lives. We don't mess with people's relationships. We don't mess with people's jobs, careers, income, all these things. Never is it okay. Remember the first one? It's never okay to justify that. Never. You do not treat people bad or you're toxic. You can't just say they're bad. They hurt me. And it's okay to treat them bad because you're no different than a narcissist. You're no different than them and nobody cares anymore or wants to hear or to be a part of it. Superficial friendships. This is something that toxic people have, period. And you guys will tell me sometimes when I have clients like, yeah, but I just don't get it, man. They have all these friends and all these people like them and all that, and really they're just superficial, man. They don't give as much as they receive, And I'm not saying keep tabs, but you have, friends that always ask for help, or that seems to be the only time they call you or get a hold of you, or it's like, hey, how are you? Good. Hey, anyways, can you help me with this? Or they'll just both shoot you real quick about one little thing and then ask you for more favors. Appreciation, gratitude, say thank you. Little gifts, tokens of appreciation, things like that are huge, guys. When people are there for you and people help you and people do things for you, at least say thank you, because we do sometimes forget. Sometimes we aren't aware. Sometimes we're so hurt and so miserable in our own lives and stuff, we forget these things, okay? Superficial friends share secrets with other people and call you their friend. Superficial friends talk behind your back. Superficial friends triangulate you with other people. I just can't stand superficial friends. I cannot stand artificial, fake, shallow, someone saying I'm your friend and they just really ask for help and they really don't do anything to you or say thank you or appreciate you, and then you finally get rid of them or whatever, and then a day or two later, can I have some help? Help me with this. Oh God, let me cry. Oh God, and it's just like, my God, dude, about a year of that and you're done. You're done. I'm done. I get rid of people like that, period. Toxic people seek approval. They let their emotions control their life, and they really, really care what others think. Okay? One of the absolute worst detrimental traits of human beings, I'm telling you, it's going to be the end of us. It's caring what other people think. That's it. I mean, you can really narrow so much down to that. And it's just more insecure. Poor social skills. So, not dealing with people directly. So you have an argument or a fight or something upsets you, whatever it is, and you just go off and you go tell other people and you start a smear campaign. That stuff is highly, highly toxic. That means you cannot deal with somebody. That means you cannot tell somebody, hey, you pissed me off. You know what I mean? Or if somebody hurt you, you tell them, you hurt me. Or you go to a therapist, or you keep it to yourself. Or you talk to somebody, not because you're smearing the name, because you just can't handle it. Talk to them about it. Talk about your feelings, sure. But no smear campaigns. That's toxic people shit, right? Not letting conversation Not letting conversations, messages, disputes die. Not moving on. You'll see toxic people involved in a big fight or dispute with someone else, but not really. The other person isn't involved. The other person doesn't react. The other person doesn't communicate with him. The other person is just saying, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. The other person is just, oh God, oh, I'm going to do this. You're so bad. We have this huge fight going right now. Oh, you won't believe what he did to me a month ago. Just drop it. My God. Keep rehashing old fights. Focus on negativity. Criticizing. What you don't like about people is the things you talk about and think about. Gives others reality checks as if their shit don't stink, right? So what's that? What are you doing with your life? Oh, what do you think about that? Your career, job? Oh, how many? It's just like, dude, shut up, Work on your own stuff, right? Smear campaigns, here we are. Smear campaigns are nasty, and they're total insecurities, okay? And there's a couple parts to this. Now, smear campaigns are toxic. We know that. We don't talk bad about people. We deal with stuff directly to people. And the thing about this is one aspect you guys need to realize is this can get you in a lot of trouble. Now, there is freedom of speech in this country, and there's other forms of it in different countries. But we can go around and say stuff, but we can't go around saying bad things about people. It's going to get us in trouble. Okay? If you want to say something bad to someone, you go to their face and you tell them. Or drop it. Okay? Slander, talking bad about other people, you can't do that. You will get sued. You cannot just sit there and talk bad to other people about someone. That's called slander. If you write it down, it's libel. Even worse. So if somebody, let's just example, say someone is going around telling people, I'm not a real certified coach, life coach, and I am, so they're committing slander. Now, if they write it down or say they're down in the comment section of my video and they're telling people, David's not a real life coach, he's not certified. Okay, that's libel. And that gets very, very expensive. If you want to pursue that, it gets very expensive, and the other person has to pay for all that. If you have proof they wrote it down and said things like this, they are committing libel. And social media is making this huge now. And social medias will cooperate, and they don't want that stuff on there. So, if you talk bad about people all the time, you could get your accounts frozen, deleted, things like that. Okay? A huge thing that people do, toxic people, man, is they that seek that approval, that acceptance in small groups really bad, or just social groups. Okay? So they seek attention, they want approval, and what they do is they attack someone in that group. Okay? They attack them and accuse them of false accusations and all this bad things, and they get the group's attention on them, and through that, they get approval by the group. It's a sick, sick thing, and you'll see people do this on YouTube. You'll see in communities, you'll see one channel attack another channel, accuse them all kinds of stuff. And what happens is they get tons of attention from it, and they want to be accepted into the community more. Or they will do it to advance themselves, because truly, they can't do it on their own merit, right? They have to do these things, these maneuvers, employs toxic things, and talking bad, and smear campaigns, attacking people. Never okay. Never justify anything. You own what you do, and you don't say somebody else made me do it or because somebody else hurt me. Never. Okay? This will keep your lives healthier. And this will keep you from getting sued, from going to jail, and from just being toxic and having taught you. You live like this, and you draw toxic people to you. Okay? I don't want toxic people near me. So I keep things nice and clean on my channel, right? I don't sit there and spew nasty stuff about other people. That draws bad, nasty, toxic, sick people in. Okay? And it's going to do it to your lives as well. And you're never going to be happy not living like that. Okay? I hope that helps. I hope those are some new things for you guys to think about, be aware of. If you find yourself doing stuff like that, stop. Stop. Okay? Thank you very much. Any questions you guys have, go down below and ask me. I'll answer them. And if you could, please vote thumbs up or thumbs down to let me know how I'm doing. Comment, share this if you can somewhere on social media, in forums, in groups. Try putting it in a playlist. Any of those things really help. Let people get this kind of stuff, this information out there so they know. Okay? So it helps them. Thank you, everyone. Love yourself first. I'll see you again. Bye-bye. Danny Dog Productions.